We're at Kings Canyon and I'm on top of the world and we're up for another top adventure in the top end. I'm Matt Stewart and this is the Beer Pioneer.
He's out there, somewhere, crossing country, north to south, east to west, following rainbows for the liquid pot of gold. The man is amber obsessed. He's conquering fears, drinking boutique beers, just for you and me. He's a man on a mission, a liquid dietitian, a bearded brewery magician. Ah, he's the beer pioneer. He is the beer pioneer. He's the beer pioneer. He's the admiral of cheer. He's the admiral of cheer. He is the amber cavalier. He's the amber cavalier. And he's the malted musketeer. He's the malted musketeer. He is the bevy buccaneer. He's the bevy buccaneer. Oh yes, he is the beer pioneer. Oh yes, he is.
We're travelling across the Australian continent from Adelaide to Darwin. So far we've covered some 1700 k's. That's 1,000 miles. And we're having a few days pit stop in Alice Springs, which is just over halfway through our journey. When you think of the Red Centre, Uluru gets most of the fanfare, and with good reason. But there are other gems to explore, so today we're off to Wataka National Park, about 3 hours drive from both Uluru and Alice Springs. It's home to the mighty Kings Canyon, and I've got a guided walk lined up. I don't know how I agree to this, because there'll be little to no chance of any craft beers on tap around here. So we're up earlier than I would like to be. My alarm went off at 6 o'clock. There's one of those in the morning now, and we're here with Mickey, who's going to show us around. Where are we, Mickey?
We are at Kings Canyon in Central Australia.
Oh, right, yeah, that's right.
That's where we are.
And what do we do? What are we going to see?
We'll see bush tomatoes.
Oh, wow.
We'll see bush plums, but they're not really in season. But a lot of medicinal plants, a lot of bush tucker can be found up on the Rim Walk.
Do we sort of just put bush at the front of anything and then okay, great. So we'll
It's
see
all
some bush trees.
It's all
some bush
trees,
grass
some
over
bush
there.
plants, some bush animals.
I love this bush sky. We're not doing that, are we?
No.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, we are.
What? No. Mickey, no.
Regretting it now.
Admittedly, there are some very old people in that group, so really I should probably be able to manage it, but... Let the madness begin. Wheezing. I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. My legs aren't used to exercise. I wish I was still in bed, but it's good to get some exercise. Look at that freaking view. Bloody hell. Almost worth it.
It gets better.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
This is still not the top. Is this still not the top? Oh my God. Well, we've made it to the top of Kings Canyon and the view is spectacular and worth the walk. I'm panting. I'm realising how unfit I am, but bloody hell, it's nice to be alive in the AM.
It's not the top.
What?
It's not the top.
All right, so this is now the top, right, Mickey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Feels good. Feels good. It's good to have so much sweat in my eyes that I can't even see the view. But yeah, it's I can imagine this is a really nice view up here. Wow. You get sick of it? You do this every day?
Never.
I am honestly going to have a spew, so don't roll on that if possible. Apparently the real walk starts now. If I had my time again, Reckon I would have looked in the mirror before I left the house.
What does the top really mean, you know?
Aside from the constant pressure to keep moving, Mickey is proving to be an entertaining guide.
This is actually Priscilla's crack
Oh.
of the movie Priscilla Queen
Oh,
of the
no
Desert.
kidding.
So,
They filmed that up here.
oh yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Priscilla's crack.
Mickey also explains that the canyon cuts through a layer of sandstone deposited here 450 million years ago, before there was any life on land. The sandstone was laid down in a shallow marine environment at a time before it had transitioned to land. There wasn't much around back then, so fossils in the sandstone are pretty rare, but Mickey's got it covered.
What we're looking at here is a sea urchin fossil.
Oh, wow.
There was not a whole lot of life form, 450 million years ago, even in the ocean. These sea urchin fossils are often the only kind of fossil we'll see on this kind of walk. The sea urchin fossil and the ripples.
The ripples of the ancient seabed have also been preserved. All well and good, but I didn't climb all this way for that. Give us a view.
So this is actually the first view
Wow.
that we get of the canyon.
Wow, wow, wow. What's that? Is that where we're staying down there?
That's the car park.
This oasis of vegetation is thanks to a layer of mudstone that catches water soaking through the upper sandstone and creates a water table. That's just something I've always said.
Bush stairs, I like to call them. Yeah, I think that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty good, hey? Now you can see why I do it every day.
Yeah, very nice the whole way.
It's very nice.
There's no dud bits. Every bit is like $1 million view.
A very cool thing is that you get to see how tilted the angle is of this shape of that's the natural eruption.
The sandstone is soft rock and has been carved into the incredible structures as wind and rain erode around any cracks until thousands of years later, isolated blocks are formed. Look, I've got to come clean with you. I don't know what any of this means, but I've been told it is all fact.
Wow.
Yeah, my favorite.
This is when you're talking about the beehives?
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
With these domes, it's a process called cross-sedimentation that's led to basically, originally this was all kind of like cubes, and then they've been formed into these domes by the wind, whipping the rock one way for like thousands of years and then another direction for thousands of years. It creates the lines and the steps and that shape of the domes. There's about 36 varieties of these bush tomatoes up here, and only 6 of them are safe. There's like a lot of, bush tucker out here. You've got the bush plums, the bush condoms, the bush tomatoes. Yeah. So you could have a salad up here, but it would be the last salad.
The last salad. But it'd be worth it.
For a salad.
Delicious forbidden salad.
Well, all good things come to an end. Luckily, because I am parched.
That was amazing, Mickey. Thanks so much for taking us up there. I got to tell you, when the alarm went off at 6 o'clock this morning, I was pretty pissed off with life, but I'm really glad I got up now, and really appreciate you taking us around.
Of course.
Would you say we're the best history-based travel beer-related TV show that you've sort of dealt with?
Oh, you missed the one last week though.
Damn it.
Back in Alice, I've been reminded that for some reason I'm entering a local poetry competition tomorrow morning. Apparently just for everyone's amusement. So I'm heading back to the brewery to prepare. I do not want to make a fool of myself. Lucky for me, Marco, who works at the bar, is a local hip-hop artist. So I'm thinking it's worth sticking around for a couple more beers to pick his brain.
I was told by Kyle that you are not only a rapper, but you're also a bit of a poet.
Yeah, I am.
You're the man I need to talk to, because tomorrow I'm getting a tattoo, and I'm also doing my first haiku competition.
Right, there you go. It is a Japanese poem type of poetry. That includes the 5-7-5 rule, which is basically the first line is 5 syllables, 7 syllables on the second, and another 5 on the third one.
I can do 5-7-5.
Yeah.
So I want to do it about beer. Is there anything else apart from that? Is it sort of, it's mainly just the syllables?
The imagery is visualizing the words, the rhythm and the rhymes. That's like the most important part, I guess, in poetry as well. And thirdly, it's the meter. So like dividing obviously the syllables and the paragraphs and the lines between the poetries and putting it all in action at the same time.
I'm pumped. I mean, I was shitting myself moments ago. Now I'm excited.
That's good. Yeah, just enjoy, man. Just like how you enjoy these beers.
Malika, that really feels like just good advice for life.
You should read some other poetries online from other people, and that might help out a little bit with your haiku issues.
I get you. Plagiarize. Okay, I'll plagiarize. Is that what you mean?
Not in that sense. No way, no. It's good to read other people's poetry so you get an idea of how to construct one.
Never plagiarize. Be inspired, but never plagiarize. That's my number one rule.
That's good. Cheers, man.
He is the beer pioneer.
As I always say, to truly make the most of any visit to a town, you gotta enter one of their poetry competitions. And luckily for me, local Alice radio station 8CCC has their haiku comp on today. Pretty standard stuff for me, to be honest. Feeling pretty comfortable about it. And unlike most things on this trip, after a night of drinking with Marco, I'm thoroughly prepared for this one. Haiku, Japanese poetry style. To juxtapose. Okay. Beer. Bring it on. How many syllables is that?
Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to the International Haiku Deathmatch Championship of the World. You will be doing your haiku in the 5-7-5 format. I choose two names and you go head to head. How it's judged is by you, the audience. The loudest cheer goes through to the second round. It's very official.
Piece of cake. Time to get a feel for the competition.
Turtles. Clocks turn slowly here. Rabbit was never too smart. Turtle wins the race.
Wish I were a dog, lazy and warm in the sun, quietly sleeping.
Tell you, that's a clear winner there. Matt versus Chloe.
First time haikuing, freaking out now won't lie, eh? Please be kind, goodbye.
That was awesome. What an honour to be battling you here today. Beer. I love beer. Where is beer? Is the beer near? The beer is in here.
We've got a tie. Chloe and Matt will both be going through to the next round.
Geez, I don't know what happened there. I only just scraped through, but feeling very confident going into the next round.
Avara versus Matt.
Never can I find a poem as great as you, a Melbourne winter.
I'm Googling haiku right now. What does it mean? I love all liquids. Rain in the sky, milk in cow, and the beer that's here.
Everyone loves a one-trick pony.
Ugh, bit harsh, but I think I found my new forte.
I'm actually going to call that. Avara was the winner of that one. Thank you for playing, Matt. Chloe.
Well, I was robbed. There's no doubt about that. No one told me that people who knew what a haiku was would be entering. Feels unfair. But you know what? They were the better haiku on the day. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Got a lot to think about.
After that defeat, I figured it's a good time to do something I'm good at, like sitting in a chair and having ink injected into my skin.
So they asked me to pre-shave my leg before the tattoo this morning, and I'm just deciding where I want it. I'm thinking either here, up top, or down low. We're a bit worried that the calf is too skinny to really, it would have to wrap around. It'd be like trying to paint the Mona Lisa on a matchstick. So, shearing a sheep.
I've got a design ready, so I'm heading into town to see if I can knock it out before we head north.
Hi. Hello.
My artist today, local tat legend Dwayne Chappell.
Is it funny that I'm going to find this less painful than performing a haiku?
These places can be a little bit intimidating at times, so I thought I'd establish my toughness and masculinity early on.
How was that? No worries.
Have you started?
Yeah.
Oh no, that feels like a scalpel. Apparently some people get addicted to tattoos, but yeah, I think that'll be it for me. Dwayne's such a thorough professional that he even decided to dress as my tattoo.
I can't see shit with this hat on.
What? It's funny, I'd take this pain over the pain of performing poetry.
Yeehaw!
Oh, that's fantastic. Big D.
Nailed it.
You nailed it.
Nailed it with Big B.
Pew pew. Thanks so much. That's sick. Really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us. Cheers, mate.
That's the best bit, isn't it? Getting shaven down.
Yeah.
He is the beer pioneer.
Turns out we're not the only road-weary travellers stopping in Alice. Lucky for us, we crossed paths with Bill Chambers, whose ARIA-nominated albums were on high rotation in the van. We've met at Anzac Hill, one of the most visited landmarks in the town, and the perfect spot to take it all in. I feel lucky to be chatting to you, sitting here.
I'm lucky to be chatting to you.
Oh,
mate.
bloody hell, Bill.
It's great.
What a spot.
It is a great spot.
Bill, what brought you to Alice this time around?
We decided to hit the road and do a road trip. We knew that fuel's quite expensive, so we needed a couple of gigs to pay for the fuel.
Right. Your whole life's been kind of on the road, hasn't it?
It has. Did a lot of travelling. My mum and dad were nomads as well. Even though he was a lobster fisherman, he liked to get away into the bush. I grew up thinking that was sort of normal to just live out on the road and light a campfire when you wanted to cook a meal. I was married at around 20 years old and we had a couple of kids, so those kids were Nash and Casey. Nash is my son. When Casey was 3 weeks old, we moved to the Nullarbor. I convinced my wife that we were going out there for 3 or 4 weeks work and holiday, and we stayed for 10 years. So we got used to living around a campfire, and that's where my daughter learned to sing, just sitting around a campfire, singing old country songs, you know.
And how about you? Where'd you learn to sing? Was country music always a big part of your life?
My dad was a bit of an amateur songwriter, country singer. Didn't do too much with it, but we'd be driving in the car and Dad would sing a song, and I'd say, "Where'd that song come from?" He said, "I wrote it." So I thought it was normal to be writing songs and singing around a kitchen table when we're home, then out on the campfire when we were travelling.
So when did you start writing your own tunes?
I was a late starter, probably at mid-40s or something.
Yeah, right.
You know, in fact, 92, I wrote a song for Slim Dusty.
Won the ARIA award-winning?
Yeah,
yeah.
And it won me a gold guitar at Tamworth and won Song of the Year. And I had no idea about the music business, because I was still a fisherman back in my hometown.
So that was one of the first songs you wrote was...
Yeah,
Wow.
It did pretty well. And
How did it get in Slim Dusty's hands?
I sent him a cassette, and about 6 weeks later I got a phone call from Slim.
Wow.
And he said, "Hey, it's Slim Dusty here." And I thought, bullshit, it's probably my mate just having a lend to me, you know. But it really was Slim. And he said, "I'm going to record your song. I love it, and we're going to put it out, and we'll see what happens." And that sort of got us started.
That's amazing.
And my kids were more excited about that than me, actually. They once the song won a few awards, my kids said, "Dad, we're going to hit the road." And I said, "Really?" You know. So we headed for Alice Springs and did a little festival here. We thought we'd made it, you know. We've been struggling ever since. But it's a great life, you know, travelling. As you know, you just meet great people. You never let the grass grow under your feet. You just keep moving.
Totally. Well, you've travelled the world with music. You played on Letterman, right?
Yeah, we played on Letterman with Casey. We were flying into New York to play the Letterman show, and Casey said, "It's a long way from Nullarbor to New York." It's great to be on a big, prestigious stage, and we've done some huge festivals around the world. But to get out here in the outback, a different feeling, and the people are real, you know.
Do you enjoy writing lyrics?
Yeah, I do. I'm not a prolific songwriter, not like Casey. She writes all the time.
You're travelling around in a camper van. We are as well.
Yeah,
one of your tracks we've been really enjoying playing is Gravel Road.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've got the guitar there.
Good, mate.
Is there any chance I could make a request?
Yeah, let's do it.
Can I, before you play it, where'd you come up with the song?
Gravel Road sounds like it was written on a gravel road in the outback.
I assume that was the case.
And I've spent most of my time on gravel roads in the outback. But that song was written out in the Coral Sea between Noumea and Sydney on a cruise ship.
Okay.
We were heading home. we were heading home. We'd been on a cruise, a country music cruise actually. And we'd been out there to the islands. And on the way home, I was sitting in my cabin, and our cabin was open to the ocean. I was sitting out there just looking at the ocean when the moon was on the water, it was dark. And I wrote Gravel Road. I must have been missing the Australian dirt, I think.
I'd love to hear it.
All right, mate. Here we go. I'm looking at a tail light. Gonna be a long night. Drive till daylight. Think it's gonna rain. I'm in it for the long road. Never gonna offload. I'm stored at the crossroad, waiting for a train. I thought I knew where I came from, the life we had and the way it's gone. Time flies by and dreams grow cold when you're lost on a gravel road. There's gonna be a hard rain, filling up a storm drain. I'm waiting on a slow train to bring me home. She's driving a Corvette,
dragging on a cigarette. That's when I won't forget when I'm gone. I wish I knew where I belong. The love we had is long, long gone. Time flies by and dreams grow old when you're lost on a gravel road. Time flies by and dreams grow cold when you're lost on a gravel road.
That was sick. So good.
All right, did we get it?
Well, that brings us to the end of our time here in this beautiful part of the country. And they say once you arrive in the Alice Springs, you never leave. Unfortunately for us, yeah, we will be leaving in the morning. But until then, we get to call this place our home. The beautiful McDonnell Ranges to our right and the shower blocks to our left. Can't wait to take all this in for the next few hours. But I'll see you next time here on the Beer Pioneer.
Next time on the Beer Pioneer, we leave the desert and enter Australia's top end, where I go a little bit troppo.
One step, two step, let's have fun together.
Visit the home of bullshit and meet the world's best whip cracker.